Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, good evening and a warm welcome to the National News broadcast, bringing you your top stories for tonight. I am Lakshita Thirisinghe.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines. The President returns from a visit to India, strengthening bilateral relations with several heads of states. The US President imposes a new tax even after the US Supreme Court annulled his import tariffs. A UK court sentences a Sri Lankan national life imprisonment for murdering his wife. National television Ru Kirula 2026 begins. Preliminary round Auradu Kumara competitions ends successfully. An influx of tourists in Demodara. Moving on to those and other stories in detail, taking a look at local news. President Anurukumara Dissanayake, who left for New Delhi to attend the AI Impact 2026 Summit at the special invitation of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, successfully concluded his visit and returned to the island yesterday. The AI Impact 2026 Summit was attended by several world leaders, diplomats and technology chiefs. It was convened with the objective of promoting the responsible use of artificial intelligence for the benefit of humanity. President Anurukumara Dissanayake had attended the summit on the 19th. The President, addressing the leaders' session, had emphasized that AI technology should be harnessed to promote the cultural values and capabilities of humankind. During the summit, the President also held bilateral discussions with French President Emmanuel Macron, Brazilian President Lula da Silva, Abu Dhabi Crown Prince Sheikh Khalid bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and Bhutanese Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay. A special meeting between Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Anurukumara Dissanayake was also held yesterday. Meanwhile, during the visit, the President also met Sergey Gore, the US Ambassador to India and Special Representative for South and Central Asia of US President Donald Trump. The global trade landscape has been thrown into fresh turmoil as United States President Donald Trump announced a new 10% across the board import tax.
This move comes as a direct defiance of a landmark Supreme Court ruling that struck down his previous tariff regime. In a sharp escalation of tensions between the executive and judicial branches, the president lambasted the justices, while international markets and trade partners scrambled to assess the impact of this latest protectionist shift. The legal battle culminated in a 6-3 Supreme Court decision which determined that the president had overstepped his constitutional authority by bypassing Congress to impose sweeping taxes under emergency laws. Chief Justice John Roberts clarified that the power to tax remains strictly with the legislature, effectively opening the door for businesses to claim billions of dollars in refunds for duties already collected. However, the White House had signaled that it will not return those funds without a prolonged fight. Within hours of the ruling, President Trump signed new proclamation using Section 122, a rarely touched statute that allows for temporary tariffs to address balance of payment emergencies. This new levy, set to take effect on the 24th of February, targets nearly all global partners, including the United Kingdom and the European Union, though some exemptions remain for essential resources and North American allies.
International Tourist Guide Day is today. In view of this, a commemorative program was held in Bambalapitiya today. The event was organized by the Sri Lanka Institute of National Tourist Guide Lecturers. The chief guest of the program is Deputy Minister Rawan Rana Singha. A group of professionals associated with the tourism sector participated in the event. During the ceremony, a set of proposals titled The Proclamation of Rights was presented to the Deputy Minister to be handed over to the President for inclusion in the new Tourism Act. The Chairman of the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority, Buddhika Hewavasan, was also present at the occasion. Our correspondent reports a significant increase in foreign tourists visiting the world-famous Demodara railway station this year. Tourists visiting the Alla tourism hub frequently travel to Demodara via buses and other vehicles, showing a keen interest in travelling by train from Badulla to Ambevalla. Furthermore, tourists show great enthusiasm in witnessing the train circling 360-degree around the mountain known as Bondilagala before arriving back to the Demodara station.
And I'm really surprised.
Very nice nature. People are very sympathetic, and so we can say we are very satisfied.
Nice. I didn't know there are places like here in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka is the best of countries which I...
At present, the tourism industry is performing very well, particularly about the numbers. So we have recorded historical arrival number by now. By 18th of February, 460,000 tourists arrived, and we saw on media more than 12 private jets arrived in Colombo for the cricket match. This is the T20 World Cup season as well. So overall, tourist arrivals keep on growing, and there are certain issues also reported, certain problems to tourists. And with the new act we are working on right now, we are hopeful that we can work more on law enforcement, and we are planning as a government to take the tourism industry of Sri Lanka into the next level, enhancing the quality of it and attracting high spending tourists with the facility improvements which the government is working on.
A United Kingdom court has sentenced a Sri Lankan national to life imprisonment after he was found guilty of murdering his wife. The individual sentenced to life is 37-year-old Thisara Veragala, a Sri Lankan national. On 21st of August last year, he murdered 32-year-old Nirodha New Nella, also a Sri Lankan national, at South Morgan Place in Riverside, Cardiff. The couple had married in Sri Lanka in 2017. Reports indicate that after having lived apart for several months, Veragala killed his wife in a car park due to her involvement in a relationship with another individual. Arrested on murder charges, Thisara Veragala pleaded guilty during the trial held at Newport Crown Court. Yesterday, the Cardiff Crown Court sentenced him to life imprisonment, citing that he had murdered his wife out of cruel selfishness.
The Department of Meteorology has announced an expected increase in rainfall as atmospheric conditions remain favourable for thunder showers across most parts of the island today. Heavy rains exceeding 100 millimetres are expected in some places within the central Uva and Sabaragamu provinces, as well as the Batikla, Ampara and Polonnaruwa districts. The communique further states that certain other areas may experience fairly heavy falls exceeding 75 millimetres. Showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the northern, north-central, eastern, Uva and central provinces and in the Hambantota district. Elsewhere, showers or thunder showers may occur at several places during the afternoon. Showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the sea areas of the coast extending from Galle to Trincomalee via Hambantota and Batikla. The National Building Research Organisation has updated the landslide warning alerts issued for the Nuwara and Badulla districts. Accordingly, residents in the Nildandahinna and Valapane Divisional Secretariat divisions of the Nuwara district are advised to remain alert. Furthermore, the public in Mathurata and Hangurankatha in the Nuwara district, as well as Megakula and Kandakatia in the Badulla district, are urged to remain vigilant. Following heavy rainfall, the water levels of the Ulhitia Ratkinda Mahavali reservoirs in the Girandharakote have risen rapidly. Irrigation engineers in charge of the reservoirs stated that the spill gates have been kept open for several days as a result. Residents living along the banks of the Ulhitia Oya and those using the Ratkinda Hobaria road are requested to remain cautious. In the Polonnaruwa district, the water level of the Mahavali river has risen due to torrential rains. Our correspondent reports that vehicular movement of the Somavathia Sungavila road has been suspended as the road has been inundated by floodwaters.
Preliminary stage competition to select the Kirula 2026 Misumi Rupavahini Aurudu Kumara and Kumariya has successfully ended today. The event was held at the Rupavahini Corporation premises this evening. Shortlisted youth selected from thousands of applications had assembled at the national television premises. Handsome youth was selected for the forthcoming rounds by a panel of veteran judges. The selection board included versatile modelling instructor Roseanne Diaz, actress Udari Pereira and sales manager of Nature's Beauty Creations Ruwan Wickramarachchi. 12 contestants were selected for the finals from the preliminary stage. Grand finale of the Rukirula 2026 and the Sri Lanka Piri Aurudu Siri Rupavahini Aurudu Dane will be conducted at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini premises on the 15th of April. A crown embedded with natural gems valued at 500,000 rupees will be worn on the Aurudu Kumara on this occasion. The crowning event will be sponsored by Serendip Gems International. Official print media sponsor of the Rukirula 2026 is the Dinamina newspaper.
A tiny abandoned monkey in Japan is melting hearts worldwide. 6-month-old Punchkun has gone viral after being filmed cuddling an orangutan toy for comfort at the Ishikawa City Zoo. Affectionately known as Punch, the baby macaque was abandoned by his mother shortly after birth in June 2025 and has since been hand-raised by zookeepers. Footage captured on Friday shows the lonely infant clinging to his plush companion nicknamed Orang Mama, even refusing to eat without it and holding tightly to a zoo worker's leg. But in a heartwarming twist, Punch is now beginning to socialize with other monkeys in his group. The zoo says he is gradually deepening interactions, cuddling, grooming and playfully engaging with other macaques, skills he first practiced with his stuffed friend. Since Punch's story went viral, the zoo reports record-breaking crowds with daily visitors numbers soaring to more than 4 times the usual average. We'll be back with more local stories after a short break. Stay with us.
කවුද දිනන්නේ? පෙන්නනවද ඔගේ? ඔබතුමා වෙන කවුද? මේ පෙන්නු කරන්නේ?
මම වෙඩි දින එකත් ඕක පේනවද?
ඔව්. නිකන් නෙමෙයි. AI වලින් ග්‍රැෆික් කරලාමයි පෙන්නන්නේ.
මේක අරන් එඩිය කපලා දාන්න.
ඔය ආංජන මෙන් මාව පෙන්නුවොත් නම් මේ සතිය වෛරල් එක මං වෙයි.
සුළු දෙයක් නේ. කරලා දෙන්නම්කෝ.
අංජනම් ඩොබලා ප්‍රවෘත්ති බලන්න ඕනේ නම්
රූපවාහිනී ප්‍රවෘත්ති බලන්න.
උඩු යටිකුරු ප්‍රවෘත්ති කලාවේ හරියට තියෙන එකම channel එක.
Rupavahini News. Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Welcome back as we take a look at more local stories. The 35th anniversary celebration of the National Namal Uyana is scheduled to be held on the 27th of March under the patronage of President Kumar Dissanayake. The founder of the National Namal Uyana, Venerable Vanavasi Rahulathera, stated that several programs have been organized to mark the occasion. Renowned both nationally and internationally, the National Namal Uyana is a serene environment that attracts both local and foreign tourists. Located in the village of Ulpatagama Galkiriyagama in Palagala, within the Anuradhapura district, the sanctuary spans approximately 2,000 acres. Out of these, 260 acres comprise the Na forest, while another 600 acres consist of a prehistoric rose quartz mountain range. The site of national heritage was introduced to the world in 1991 as a result of the dedicated efforts of Venerable Vanavasi Rahulathera. To coincide with the 35th anniversary, a commemorative stamp will be issued and a scholarly book compiled on Namal Uyana will be launched.
Minister Dr. Nalinda Jatisa says that new opportunities will arise in future in the fields of technology, tourism and green energy amidst the background of close relations between Saudi Arabia and Sri Lanka. He made these remarks participating in the inaugural day commemoration ceremony of Saudi Arabia yesterday. The event organised by the Saudi Embassy in Sri Lanka was held in Colombo. On this occasion, Minister Dr. Nalinda Jatisa has extended his warm wishes to the people of Saudi Arabia. The minister, recalling the long-standing relations between the two countries, has also extended the gratitude of the Sri Lankan people for the continuous cooperation by the Saudi Fund towards development of infrastructure facilities and education development in Sri Lanka.
The inaugural ceremony of the Mathura Festival for the Arts, featuring a wide range of creations by local and international artists, was held recently at the old High Court premises of the Mathura Fort under the patronage of Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya. The festival, centered around the old High Court premises in Mathura and the auditorium of the Mathura District Secretariat, will be open to the public until the 23rd of this month. The festival will be featured by visual art exhibitions, short film screenings, kalapola and a series of workshops conducted by experts. The event was attended by the Minister of Women and Child Affairs Saroja Paulraj along with many others.
Visiting Commander of the U.S. Pacific Fleet Admiral Stephen T. Webb Kohler met the Deputy Minister of Defense Major General Aruna Jayasekara at his office in Colombo yesterday. The meeting focused on a range of relevant topics including shared security challenges, maritime security, improving disaster response capabilities and opportunities to enhance cooperation, with a significant emphasis on bolstering maritime domain awareness. The Deputy Minister expressed his gratitude to the U.S. for its continued support, citing contributions to enhancing the country's security apparatus, especially in maritime security and emergency humanitarian assistance during the recent Ditwan natural disaster. The meeting was attended by senior officials from the Pacific Fleet Command and the U.S. Embassy in Sri Lanka, including Defense Attaché Lieutenant Colonel Matthew House. The commander of the U.S. Pacific Fleet also met Commander of the Navy.
In a demonstration of strengthening bilateral ties, Deputy Minister of Defense Major General Aruna Jayasekara headlined the Russian Defender of the Fatherland Day ceremony in Colombo yesterday. Speaking at the event hosted by the Russian Embassy, the Deputy Minister joined Defense Secretary Air Vice Marshal Sampath Torikonta and Ambassador Levan Zargania to honor the bravery of Russian veterans. Fatherland's Defender Day is a solemn occasion to honor the bravery and dedication of the veterans who have served in the armed forces of the Russian Federation. At this event to mark the occasion, His Excellency Levan S. Zargarian, the ambassador of the Russian Federation to Sri Lanka, highlighted the strong spirit of cordial coordination and cooperation between the two nations. During his address, the minister underscored the enduring partnership between the two nations since 1957, specifically highlighting the success of the Intergovernmental Commission in driving trade and tourism. He further expressed gratitude for Russia's past humanitarian aid and noted that future cooperation will focus on merging Russian energy expertise with Sri Lanka's maritime infrastructure. The ceremony concluded with a gathering of top military brass and members of the diplomatic corps, reaffirming shared commitment to regional stability. That's it on Local Stories. Stay tuned with us for news overseas after this short break. And in foreign news, President Trump says a limited military strike on Iran is now on the table. The move is aimed at forcing Tehran back to the drawing board over its nuclear program. Speaking to reporters, the president indicated that the world would know within the next 10 days whether a diplomatic deal is possible or if military action is inevitable. This warning comes as the U.S. Navy deploys the world's largest warship, the USS Gerald R. Ford, alongside the Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group to the region. Despite the build-up, some diplomatic hope remains. In Switzerland, Iranian officials say they are drafting a potential agreement to hand over to U.S. envoys in the coming days.
The British government is preparing to introduce a landmark bill aimed at formally removing Prince Andrew's royal inheritance and his place in the line of succession. This decisive legal action follows long-standing controversies surrounding his previous association with Jeffrey Epstein and more recent allegations regarding financial misconduct. Officials indicated that the move is designed to permanently sever the prince's remaining formal ties to the monarchy's future. In a statement to international media, British Defence Minister Luke Pollard emphasised that ensuring the prince never ascends to the throne is considered the correct course of action for the nation. Although the prince was stripped of his Royal Highness title and various royal honours last October, he currently remains 8th in the line of succession to the British throne. The urgency for new legislation intensified following his arrest last Thursday on suspicion of misusing a public office, which resulted in an 11-hour interrogation before his release. The legal process has reportedly received the full consensus of Buckingham Palace. For the bill to become law, it must first be passed by Parliament and subsequently receive the royal assent of King Charles III. Furthermore, because the change affects the succession, the government requires the formal support of the 14 Commonwealth realms.
In the world of contemporary Vietnamese art, painter Le Tri Doom is celebrated for a very specific signature, his powerful depiction of horses. For Doom, these animals are more than just figures from the zodiac. They represent the core human virtues of wisdom and trustworthiness. As Vietnam enters the year of the horse in 2026, Vietnamese art painter Doom is using his art to share a special Lunar New Year message. He notes that 90% of his subjects are painted soaring upward to reflect his own emotions and his hopes for a country's future. By connecting his artistic language to the nation's destiny, he aims to ignite a sense of national pride. His paintings serve as a vibrant wish for prosperity and happiness, echoing the spirit of a people rising towards a new era of development.
Spring has arrived early in southwest China as a breathtaking sea of pink takes over the landscape. Tens of thousands of visitors are descending upon the Guizhou Plum Garden in the Guiyang New area, where a massive floral display has signaled the peak of the winter viewing season. Stunning aerial footage captured this Thursday reveals more than 50,000 plum trees draped across rolling hills in vibrant shades of pink and white. Following a recent 40-hectare expansion, the garden now spans a total of 120 hectares, making it one of the largest and most diverse plum collections in the entire country. With over 270 varieties now in full bloom, local authorities expect the surge in tourism to continue as the garden cements its reputation as China's most comprehensive seasonal attraction.
And in sports news, the first match of the Sri Lankan team in the Super 8 group of the World Cup T20 cricket tournament will be played against the England team at the Pallekele International Stadium tomorrow. Players of both teams were engaged in warm-up sessions today. The Sri Lanka team has secured 3 victories out of the 4 matches it has so far competed under the B category in the preliminary round. Sri Lanka has entered the Super 8 round as the second best team of the group. The England team has also managed to record 3 victories out of the 4 matches it had competed in the C category of the preliminary round. The England team also entered the Super 8s as the second best team of its category. England and Sri Lanka had so far played against each other in 17 international T20 fixtures. Out of this, the England team had emerged victorious on 13 occasions. The Sri Lanka team has also recorded victories in 4 matches. Sri Lanka and England had also competed in 6 World Cup T20 matches and England had won 5 of them, while Sri Lanka secured a win in the remaining match. Sri Lanka-England T20 Super Round match is scheduled to commence at 3 p.m. tomorrow. The first ODI of the current series between the visiting Sri Lanka West Indies women's cricket team had ended with Sri Lanka recording a 10-run victory. The Sri Lanka team, which came to bat first, had scored 240 runs for the loss of 6 wickets within the 50 allotted overs. Harshita Samaravikrama scored 66 runs while Hashini Pereira scored 61 runs. In reply, the West Indies players managed to score only 230 runs all out in 49 overs and 4 deliveries. Stephanie Taylor scored 66 and the best bowling figures for the Sri Lankan team were recorded by Inoka Ranavira and Kavisha Dilhari, who took 4 wickets and 3 wickets respectively. And that's all the stories for tonight. We'll see you